Well guys, there won't be a motivational speech in this video. Today's Road to Masters was definitely the hardest one I've had to make. Not because it was a lot of editing, because it really sucks being on a road to Masters, but feeling like I'm in a traffic jam. This episode is going to be a lot different from my previous episodes, because quite honestly, I feel it's the only way to keep this series fresh. So let's start by analyzing the ranked ladder statistics. We see here that Diamond 5 Plus is the top 1.86% of players. Diamond 4 is the top 0.38% of players. By the time you get to Masters, you're in the top 0.04% of players. This means that only 2% of players that make it to Diamond will make it to Master. I was curious how this stacked up to other ELOs, so I calculated it. 19% of players in Plat will make it to Diamond. 30% of players who make it to Gold will make it to Platinum. So obviously this shows that it gets harder as you go. This was no secret. But that 2% of Diamond players statistic blew my mind. If you put me in a room with 100 players, only 2 of us would get out of that room. Guess how many players in Diamond 5 will make it to even Diamond 4? 18%. This means that it's actually more likely for a Plat 5 player to get to Diamond 5 than it is for a Diamond 5 player to get to Diamond 4. Now I made it to Diamond 4 75 LP earlier in this series. That was my peak. And from there, it's been a road to Plat 1, it seems. I've been playing this game since the end of Season 2. I've been playing Ranked since Season 3. I've been as low as Bronze 5. I've been as high as Diamond 4 75 LP. I've been stuck in Silver Elo, Gold Elo, and Plat Elo. Unfortunately, this is the longest that I have ever been in one tier, let alone bouncing between 2 divisions. What does this mean? Does this mean I'm doing something wrong? Does this mean that I've hit my potential and unfortunately my potential is Diamond 4? Am I unlucky? Am I playing the wrong champs? For the first time since I've started this series or any other video on my YouTube channel, my answer is, I don't know. I don't know guys, I'm going through an elo crisis just like a lot of you. I don't think my mechanics will really get any better at this point. Most master tier players I've talked to admit that they capped out their mechanical skill around low or mid diamond. Mechanics is something I never felt like I was lacking. Even thinking back to when I was stuck in Silver, I always felt like I was competing at a way higher level, mechanically. Unfortunately, mechanics can only get you so far. I'm living proof of that. I'm not going to carry games with mechanics alone in low and mid diamond. Everyone in this elo can perform at a high level of play. In Gold elo, sure, being a monster with mechanics, if you can outplay mechanically, you can carry games. The same can't be said for Diamond. What I'm starting to realize is that I have to disregard mechanics as a way of getting to Master. Yes, mechanics are important, but what shines through the most is everything else. As a jungle main, I have the opportunity to outsmart my opponents. I don't need ward hops to do that. I don't need insects. At some point, when things aren't working, you just gotta look for a new solution. That's why I'm gonna be picking up more champions like I mentioned last week. I'm going to focus on playing the map better. I'm going to do research on strategies that win games. I'm going to try and be the best player that I can possibly be. I can't promise instant results. I can't even promise any results. But I really do have nothing to lose. You guys seem to love this series, and I feel like I owe it to you to do whatever I can to become that 2% of Diamond players that make it to Masters. Whether it's this season or the next, I'll keep going as long as this series is desired by you guys. You're no longer learning from me. We're learning together. I think that's what makes my series different from the YouTubers doing similar things. I'm just a Diamond 5 scrub with exceptional mechanics. I'm like all of you. I'm learning. I'm sharing what I learn with all of you. Alright, now while you guys are internalizing that, just sit back, relax, and let's take a quick highlight reel break. Cue the music.
Like a fire, we burn so bright. I was day and you were night. Like a spark, we were quick to ignite. Then you ask yourself, is it worth this fight? I love you so much sometimes, baby. I felt like I couldn't breathe. When I look in your eyes, I know I'm right here where I need to be. This could be the last time we see each other, but I wanted you to know that this ain't over. If you fall, I'll pick you up. Never too much. Carry these memories till we're older. Catch me falling down. Need you here somehow. arms back. It's meant to be. How can I make you see? There will never be another you and me. This could be the last time that we see each other, but I wanted you to know that this ain't over. If you fall, I'll pick you up, never too much. Carry these memories till we're older. So let's try to rewind and turn back all this time. So let's try to rewind now. This ain't over. This ain't over. This ain't over. You know that. You know that. You know that. You know that. This ain't over.
So this is the last game of the episode, and it starts off pretty unlucky. I played super aggressive, which is just a symptom of a losing streak. When you're having trouble climbing, what happens is you get really impatient, and you end up trying to force plays so that you can carry. More often than not, though, this is low percentage, and you'll most likely end up behind like I was here. So despite giving up that first kill, I was actually still pretty much owning this Vlad in lane. I was denying him farm, I was winning every trade, and then I was actually getting opportunities to kill him. The problem was the Lee Sin comes in at the wrong time here, kicks me away from Vlad before I kill him, and then finishes me off. Very unlucky. And so I try to make a roam bot. I get a nice 2-man stun. I ult the Caitlyn, but I was exhausted, so I didn't finish her off. She gets away with heal, and so does Lulu. Unlucky. I wasn't able to kill Vlad in lane anymore, so I just kept pushing out my lane and roaming, and I finally get a big break here.
But behind closed doors, I'm a fool for your love.
So I go for the stun on Kate, it misses. Lee Sin comes in, I dodge the Q, and then I get a little bit cocky here. I start cutting him with my abilities, which is exactly what I like to do on Syndra, but then I actually go for the kill instead of just running away, and Lulu ults him and they kill me. Very stupid. So a fight breaks out in the mid lane, Ashe is by herself. I come to give her some support, perfectly E on the Lee Sin before he kills her, and then I finish off the Vlad, but unfortunately I don't have an escape at that point and I die. So I'm starting to feel really confident again. I'm back in the game. And one of my favorite things to do on Syndra is just to shove the lane into their turret and then catch them out with my stun. And it works out really nicely here. I get a double kill and an assist on the Vlad. So I get a nice catch on the Caitlyn here, and she had the most kills on their team, had the most gold. So I decided I should flash in and take her out. Even if I die, a 1-for-1 would be worth it at that point. So the game's actually going our way until they make a good dragon call and we're ill-prepared. Thresh decides to go in. I'm not really sure why he did that, what he was thinking. I can't really blame him though. You know, we all have fuck-ups. But unfortunately, it costs us the game here. We get taken out, we get aced, and they get Baron off of it. And now it's just a last-ditch effort to try and defend our base and let the Baron wear off. But they do end up ending the game. Feels bad. That's where this episode ends. It's been a rough few episodes. I'm glad you guys have been able to bear with me and keep coming back every week to see my progress. Like I said, I'm going to be trying out some new champs, so look out for that. On a side note, the YouTuber Yomu's and I collabed for a video on his channel. It's some fresh new Lee Sin plays for his Road to Mastery 7 series. I'll put an annotation and a link in the description for you to check that out. That's all for today. Till next time, guys.
Like a fire, we burn so bright. I was day and you were night. Like a spark, we were quick to ignite. Then you ask yourself, is it worth this fight?